All right, what's up everybody? I'm back, and in this video I'm going to go over a boat that I've been interested in. Well, I've been interested in this company for a while. It's the Lettmann Kayaks Rocky. Big shout out to my buddy Ethan Talley. He's the one, this is his personal boat. He's been piling this for a while, and I ran into him and I was just asking it about the boat, and he said I could use it for like a review and go over it. And I just wanted to show you guys real quick the Lettmann boats, because we don't get a lot of them in the States. It's just not a boat that's over here in the US much, so I'm very interested in this design and anything with the Lettmann. I do rock a Lettmann paddle, so I am familiar with Lettmann. You know, it's a German company. They've been around for 1,000 years, so they've been around for a while. So I'm going to go over with the boat with you guys. So I'll go ahead and I'll start back here at the stern like I normally do and just kind of work my way up. You can kind of see the rocker profile of it here. And this is the Rocky. There's a couple other ones out there. I don't know the specs on it. I'll throw the specs up on the screen now and let you guys look over the specs, because I'm not sure where this one falls. I think there's another one called the Manta, maybe. There's a few other Lettmann boats out there, and this one is their newest one, the Rocky. I'll go ahead and start back here in the stern and just kind of work my way forward on it. Okay, with the Lettmann company, you know, it's a company out of Germany, and there's a few things that they've done good, and there's a few things that, me being in manufacturing, I'm confused on. It's like there's some weird things going on this boat that I don't know. I was told this is a production boat, which kind of shocks me a little bit, because there's some molding things, there's some molding issues that I would have done differently, and some outfitting things I would have done a little differently. But let me go ahead and get into it. I'm out here on the banks of the river, so you guys, if there is a lot of background noise, sorry about that. There are cars, you know, blowing by and all that, so I'm waiting for someone to show up, so I figured I'd do a quick walkthrough. Number one, they have this screw-in type drain plug, and I don't know, you know, you guys know I always hate these screw-in, and this one looks different than what's out there so far. Similar to Piranhas, but different. It does look like it's in an area that could get broken off pretty easy. They went a little heavy with the sealant on it. Maybe he did something like that. It's screw in. It's got a little tether. I think it all came like this. But here's something kind of interesting. Look at how they have this grab handle. So in molding, normally I would recess a grab handle down. They didn't really recess this. Look how high that's sticking up. If I was Lettmann, I would go into the mold and add more to the mold so that gets recessed down in there. The hand pocket's nice. The handle's very nice. It's got the Lettmann logo on the top. Very nice on the handle with that Allen head screw. There are no security type screws, so it's all looks like just number 4 Allen head. But I like that cutout. Nice big handle. I just think it needs to be recessed down. Look at how far. That's up almost maybe close to a ½ inch. It's almost like an afterthought, like they was like, oh, we need to get recess for the handle, and they just slapped it on there. Yeah, so that's kind of interesting there. The logo is embossed in right there into the mold. I love these deck stylings. This deck styling does two things. It kind of helps shed water, but it also gives strength. It adds a little more, like makes the hull a little more rigid back here. The Rocky logo's very small, which is like, it is a very tiny logo. And then for whatever reason, they have Lettmann here. They have 4 Lettmann logos on here. I think that's a little overkill also. I would almost just run the Lettmann logo down here or something, which, you know, that's molding graphics. That's not that big a deal. We'll let that one go by. That's a little loud. Right here is where they screw the wall in. I do like that. That's the stern wall. I'm sure it goes into a bracket. I didn't check it. This right here, this cutout, could have been a little better. If my hand's like that, the back of my hand, it gets pressure pointed on that. What I would have done is rounded that out more. That's almost like a very sharp edge. It works well for that, but you know, what if we had to grab it like that? The back of your hand is in there like that. Once again, look how high up this handle is. That's kind of interesting. And another thing that was interesting, these are into mold-in inserts, and these are all into screw, nut, washer combinations. Like this is just, I felt under here, this is not into an insert. This is just a drill through the boat with a screw, nut, and washer. Nice, good volume back here. Moving on, the cockpit rim feels good. Nice wide open cockpit, good safety cockpit. Looking at, now we'll move on to the outfitting. Now the outfitting's something a little different. It does have their own, this is a Lettmann backband, so they do have their own, they get their own backband sourced. They run it through the rim, similar to what Dagger does, with some little cutouts here and here that where you can run this through. I do wish they had an up and down adjustment on it. There is no up and down adjustment. There's only forward and back, and then you just tighten it up with these. It would be nice if these were detachable, some sort of detachable clip. That's just a strap. And it looks like they run the backband through the seat, up through the seat, through here, and then right there. And I don't know about you guys, but to me, this almost looks unfinished. Like, to see it like this is wave sport type. I'm sure it's Immersion Research. Yeah, it is. It's an Immersion Research strap, and it's the wave sport, old wave sport design. But it just looks different. You know, it's almost like this kind of looks like an afterthought. Like if I threw a backband in a boat, I had to figure out a way. I'd be like, hey, cut a hole in the seat and just screw your ratchet. And this is not in the insert. It has a nut bolt. So it's got a bolt that runs in and a nut on the back side of that. So your ratchet's just drilled and screwed on there. It is adjustable, and you pull the slack out right here. Simple, it works. Don't get me wrong, it does work. It just looks a little unfinished. This big, huge gap right here. And look at how they do their hip pads. Their hip pads wrap around, but one thing they do different, the hip pad is actually sewn into the seat pad. So you add your foam to the side right here and foam it out and loosen this up, and it is not the easiest thing to loosen. It does have a little clip on the back, but it's not accessible. It's pretty hard to get back there. I think they could do a little better with their hip pad adjustments. But you know, it is different. I do like seeing a little bit of different stuff. Nice seat pad. This seat pad feels really good, nice and comfortable. It uses pine tree rivets drilled down into a rotomolded seat pan, similar to Piranhas. If you notice, this is similar to Piranhas, except they don't tape their track down. It's just pressure fitted down. It has a thermoform track with a rotomolded seat with a piece of foam here and foam on the back. Foam wall here with it pinned. Very nice that they actually pinned that down. It's pinned right here. So these foams aren't, this isn't going anywhere. And it does have, like similar to Jackson, that uses the thermoform piece that's just like pressured up on there to give it more like a step out pillar. Yeah, so, and a lot of nice attachments, good attachments all the way through the boat. I do like that. Now moving on to something that really confused me, their thigh braces. At first, these look really good, but there's a couple of things going on here that confuses me. They're very comfortable, but check this out, everybody. They actually run a screw right through the side of the boat. They drill right here because they're so worried about this. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. That is a bolt right there because they're so worried about this flapping. That is the most minor thing in the world to actually add a whole bit of hardware. Seemed like I would just stiffen this up and just run with it. And here's another thing. Look at this. That goes right into my kneecap. That bolt is how you adjust the thigh braces, but they run the bolt backwards up. So there's a nut right here, and then the screw head is right here, right where your knee is. Very odd that they did that. And it's not the most stiff. It's pretty flexible. I don't feel like it's very strong, but it's comfortable, but it could use some improvement. I think they could easily make a cover or something. I don't know. It's just different. It's different. I sat in it. It fits me good. It's not uncomfortable. It is comfortable. It's just you go, why? I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe you guys leave in the comments if you can tell me why. Maybe someone from Lettmann can tell me why, because that confuses me. Yeah, moving on. Oh, the bulkhead. The bulkhead I really like. So the bulkhead, I don't know if you can see down in there. That is an adjustable toe cup. So it's a rotomolded bulkhead that's on an angle. And what they've done, they've added screws into a toe cup that slides up and down. I like that. I like the fact that they did add an adjustable toe cup right there. Wing nut right here. Very sturdy, strong bulkhead. Very impressive on their bulkhead. Their bulkhead's similar to Daggers with the adjustable toe cup. So that's pretty much the outfitting. You guys leave in the comments what you think of the outfitting on this boat. It's different. How about that? It's different. Similar to Piranha with the plate on the outside, the plate holding the screws. It keeps from breaking the boats right there. It is adjustable. You just loosen these screws and slide it forward and back. Moving on, these two little screws are into a bracket that holds the bow wall in place. Once again, here's this handle that's not very recessed. It's actually more recessed than any of them, but it goes down. It does not go into inserts. It goes into nut and washer combination. You see that? Very strange that they only use inserts. I don't know if they're just saving money or if there's some sort of other reason. I would recess that down more and put an insert. That's nice. I can get a good clip on there. Nice deck stylings. These are way more aggressive, and I love this Lettmann style deck where sheds water down nicely and also makes the bow really rigid right here. Very good job on Lettmann. I love this styling, by the way. This has been kind of in a lot of the Lettmanns I've seen. Once again, now these are into inserts, but look how high that is off of there. That should be recessed down more, in my opinion. Color-wise, and plastic, I've always heard about Lettmann being good plastic, so nothing crazy on their plastic. Color-wise, it's that, you know, rotomolded, throw here, there, and go with it. Kind of cool colors, blue and orange. I like a blue and orange boat. Moving on to the shape. The shape is more of a classic top shape, not a big bulbous bow right here. Very small on the bow, the way it goes like this. Not a ton of rocker, but it's planed out nicely. Nice planing surface, a lot of rocker in the tail. So that rocker in the tail is going to help you get that bow up even more like that, dropping back on that tail. So roll it over here. Rolling it over, you can see their seal number doesn't have I would put like a little indent right here or something to kind of protect that seal number a little more. Flattened out, nice flat planing surface right there. Not a big edge on it. This edge kind of reminds me of a Zet. The way that edge is like, it's hard to describe this edge. This edge kind of reminds me, it doesn't start to about right there and it kind of like rounds off. But it's a flat kind of hybrid. It's like a semi-planing, like hybrid displacement planing surface. It's rounded right here, kind of a classic design. Bulkhead screws, yeah, at least they recess those because those things get beat up a lot. Nice rounded off. It's flat planing right here. You can kind of see it's that classic top design, planing, flat planing out with a slight rounded here and not much rail at all coming down. And then it gets a sharp rail back here on this back. Not super wide here. But yeah, that's pretty much the hull, if you guys can see all that. Very interested in see how it handles on the water. All right, everybody, that's the Lettmann Kayak Rocky. I just wanted to go over it with you guys real quick before I put on the water. But yeah, you guys leave in the comments if you paddle Lettmann boats or you know people that paddle Lettmann boats and what you think of them. Let me know what you think of this design and if this is something you guys might want to paddle, because I got a buddy that's trying to import these into the US and it'd be great to get everybody's opinion on what you think. Go to LettmannKayaks.com and check out their other boats, other models out there, because you know it's a good company. They've been around forever. I love their paddles. But it seems like they have a few little issues in the molding department that I think could be, and they're very minor. It's a minor issue. Build quality, it looks great. Build quality, it's put together nicely. It feels nice and sturdy, and he's been paddling this for months, so look at how it's held up after months of paddling. He's been creaking in it a lot. Yeah, I will catch you guys next time. Yeah, Lettmann, baby. Let's do it.